Hey everyone. So I wasn't expecting everyone to want a story time, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So this is the story time of how my best friend set me up. So the first key point that I want to make is we're no longer friends. So I definitely do agree with you guys in the comments. But it's one key point I need to make before I get into the story. So basically, this was my friend for a while. Basically, she came up to me one day, basically saying, you know how she was in a financial bind or whatever, and her baby daddy cousin, he does fake wreck. She was like, he can hit you. I can get in the car with you. You know, you can get free money out of it. And then I basically won't be in a financial bind anymore. So I basically told her, like, no, I love my car. You know, that's not something I'm interested in doing right now. Okay, so let's jump into the story. So this happened on my son's birthday, which was January the 29th of 2020. I decided to have a little small party with family and friends to come over. So at 4:30, everyone was supposed to come over. The day before, she suggested that she would watch my daughter, which this is something she always does, so it wasn't out of the ordinary. She basically said, I'll watch her while you guys get everything done for the party. So she had my daughter. She was like, they'll get drop off. So 4:30 came, everyone started coming over. And she basically said they'll get drop off over there. It got close to 5. I messaged her and said, are you guys still coming? She didn't respond back then. She waited till about 5:30. She texted me and said, could you please come and get Dream? That's my daughter. She was like, I don't have anything to eat over here for her. She's crying and I no longer have a ride because my baby daddy took my car. So I automatically left the party with family and friends at the house. And I went over there. So as soon as I got over there, she came and brought my daughter inside the car, put her bag and everything. And she was like, I can't make it to the party. I'm not feeling good. Or whatever. I said, okay, that's fine. So I left. So as soon as I left her house, I wasn't even driving for 2 minutes. A car came racing out of a yard to come and hit me. I tried to turn off, but they still end up clashing into me, and then me and my daughter end up flipping over. So we flipped over in slow motion. So I blacked out. When I woke back up, I was like, oh, my daughter. So I got my daughter. She was fine because she was fully scrapped up. And then I'm looking for my phone because at that time we were facing down. So while I'm looking for my phone, the person who hit me, I hear them outside of their car busting their windows or whatever. And we're still in the car. We're stuck in the car because we're flipped over or whatever. So after that, I finally found my phone, go to try to call her. Before I can call her, her baby daddy is on top of my Jeep telling me I'm about to kick the window in and drop in with y'all. So he dropped in. As soon as he dropped in, the police came. He was like, say I was in the car with you. Say I was in the car with you. Hey, you guys, I want to answer your questions about part 3. Wanted to start off with the comments about me saying and basically. Just to clarify, that I was saying and basically because I was a little nervous about talking about the situation. It was funny to me how it was to some others. I didn't notice until after the fact. There were also some negative comments saying I'm ignorant, annoying, and stuff like that. I just wanted to clarify that. So definitely not ignorant. I have an associate's degree. I have a bachelor's degree. I also took the LSAT for law school, passed that, so I'm headed to law school. My goals in life is to be a lawyer and a judge. Just to get that out the way. I still may say in this video. It's just a habit and I'm working on that. So next, I want to go ahead and jump into the information about the accident. The next day I called Geico to, of course, report the accident. And surprisingly, he had already called before me. So they already knew about the accident. He had already made his statement and everything. I also called Allstate. If anyone knows about Allstate, they're a shitty company and they don't want to pay. I did do a statement with them, which I should have wait on my lawyer. But I did a statement with them. The information they provided to me is he was saying that he was not at fault. So they weren't going to pay for me and my daughter injuries. They weren't going to pay for a rental. They were not going to pay for any motherfucking thing. So I had to get a lawyer for that. The next question was my Jeep total. Yes, it was total. I was very devastated about that. My man actually got me another Jeep 3 days later. This was before we got anything from the insurance because it took quite a while for that. The next question was, did she get her ass beat? Of course, the day we went over there and she called the police, He told us that we can no longer come over there. If we was to go back over there, we would go to jail. So of course I couldn't beat her ass at that time. 2 months later, me and my friends were at a club. We saw her there, and that's where she got her ass beat, of course. Okay, so one of the questions was, did any of them get locked up? The person who actually hit me, he actually got locked up and went to jail for insurance fraud, not just for that accident, but for several others. Another question was what happened to her baby daddy. He didn't go to jail, but my man definitely handled him, of course. The next question was, did the family member record it? She didn't get a chance to record it. She didn't realize they were talking about it until she heard Jeep Wrangler and where. Another question was, did any of them get paid? No, they did not get paid. Me and my daughter, we did get paid, which was several months later because we had to get a lawyer. My insurance company, Geico, they had to cover the rental and the total loss of my car. And of course, they went back to get their money from Allstate. I hope I answered all of you guys' questions. If you do have anything else, just let me know. Thank you for your support. Okay, so let me jump right into it so I can finish this be the last video. So like I was saying, he was like, say I was in the car. I was like, what? After that, the police was basically trying to get us out the car because on the Jeep Wrangler, hood comes off. So I was trying to do that. But of course we was up to the stop sign. So it took them a while for us to get out the car. The ambulance and everything had already arrived. The other person who hit me or whatever, they were already going in the ambulance, and their car was in the process of getting towed or whatever. So they was rushing to the hospital. So after we finally got out, me and my daughter went in the ambulance or whatever, for us to get checked because blood was all over her. Blood was over me as well. Later come to find out it was actually his blood for busting a window, jumping in the car. So after that, my mom came or whatever, my mom and my sister, and my mom was like, you set this up. Like, that's what she was telling my friend or whatever. So she walked back to her house or whatever. I didn't even say anything to her at that particular time because, I was focusing on me and my daughter. So fast forward. So we got to the hospital. My mom, my daughter was crying, so my mom started looking through her bag. She rushed me over there because she said she didn't have anything to eat for my daughter. So while my mom is checking my daughter's bag, everything is in there. The milk, the food, every single thing, all the snacks I sent for her is in there. But she rushed me saying my daughter was crying because she didn't have anything to eat over there. Okay, so that's key point number one. So after that, we checked out of the ambulance. We got back home probably about 5. I didn't hear anything from her for the rest of that night. So the next day, she texted me and was like, I'm glad you guys are okay. Why would your mom feel like I set this up? I was crying last night because, I would never do anything like that. And then after that, I just didn't text back. After that, she texted and was like, are you going to say that he was in the wreck? Talking about her baby daddy. So I was like, no, I'm not saying that he was in the wreck because he wasn't in the wreck or whatever. So after that, she ain't text back, message back or anything like that. After this, I had a family member that was at an actual card game, and they was talking about the actual wreck, and they was actually saying that her baby daddy and the person that hit me, his wife, was actually talking about how they set up the car accidents or whatever for all of them to get money. So of course, once I found that out, my mom was heated, I was heated, so she was like, let's go to her house. So we went to her house, of course, to talk about it, fight about it, whatever, because this is something serious with me and my daughter. She called the police on us. So after that,